watch Dallas because they would show first run episodes. Never mind that JR was getting shot in German. Like, I was just so obsessed. And, to see something like Dallas that was originated in the States, but then had this great following all over the world back in the day was so exciting. And so, yes, that definitely motivated me. And I think had I not been a fat closeted kid overseas, I don't know that it would have served my writing as well as it obviously has. Because I love pop culture. I am always an audience member. I want to be entertained. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to create.
Dallas is one of my favorite two shows of all times. Like, I've had Linda Gray on this podcast, Patrick Duffy. Like, I'm obsessed with Dallas. It's brilliant.
I am the same way. And it's funny, my husband and I, he had never seen it. And so a few years back, we decided we would watch it from start to finish. And let me tell you, that is a commitment, because back in the day, there were 33 episodes a season. It wasn't, a 10 episode thing. But I was really surprised, a few shoulder pads aside, like that show really resonated. And I think people it really is. And I think a lot of people compare it to some of the other pop culture shows at the time, like Dynasty, no shade. But like the first season of Dallas is dark, like JR is like the devil. And of course, he developed his character, Sue Ellen. I mean, that you've had Linda Gray on, love. I'm just thinking of a funny Patrick Duffy story. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So anyway, but yes, the show was brilliant, and the writing is so smart. I mean, there's a reason that it was on for 13 episodes. It just, dream season aside, it really, and as a writer, you can watch it, but as an audience member, it really holds up. So one day I'm at Restoration Hardware in Santa Monica. This is back when 3rd Street Promenade was a thing. And I see Patrick Duffy and his wife, and there's nobody else in the store. And I'm very careful about going up to celebrities. I don't do it often, but if I do it when nobody else is around, because I don't want to create a whole thing. And so I was with some friends, and I'm like, go to the front of the store. I'm just going to go say hi. And so I go over and I said, Mr. Duffy, because, I'm going to show respect. I go, I don't mean to interrupt you. And he looks at me and he goes, but you're going to anyway, aren't you? And I was like, I'm a big fan of Dallas. I love your acting work. Bye. And I like jetted out of the store. I was just humiliated. And, I'm sure he was just wanting to have some downtime. But yeah, that was my awful Patrick Duffy story. I felt stupid for saying something. Well, could be worse, right? But yeah. Well, it was good. I love that we both love Dallas. What's your other, let me interview you. What's your other second show?
Well, and I've had, because I even go, like, I've had Audrey Landers and Morgan Brittany. Like, I love all the smaller, well,
oh
my other
God,
favorite,
Catherine
was, and she was a great interview. You should go listen to all these. I'm not just
like, I'm going to.
They're all really good. And even Patrick Duffy was great. Well, that's the thing. My two shows are Dallas, and my other one was Melrose Place. I am a huge Melrose Place fan. Like, I was great.
Yeah. And by the way, I am working through the cast of Melrose Place because Kristen Davis starred in my movie with Shirley MacLaine, A Heavenly Christmas. So, next.
So were you a fan of like Lisa Rinna's? Like, did you watch Melrose? Like, did you know all about Taylor McBride, your long lost sister, possibly?
Well, exactly. I love that last name. It's very catchy. Yeah, like in fact, one time we had a Melrose, I forget which season it was, but my boyfriend and I at the time, we had a Melrose Place party. And so you had to come dressed as your favorite character. I dressed as Sydney. And we even got a little plastic pool and put it in the middle of the living room so that was like, the pool in the center of the Melrose Place apartment complex. So yeah, I was all in. And I loved Lisa Rinna. Like, talk about the character Catherine on Dallas, Morgan Brittany. Like, when there's a really great shit stirrer that comes in and just sort of makes everybody reassess who and what they are and what their motivations are. I mean, that's soap opera 101, right? And so, yeah, Lisa Rinna, I think, did that really, really well.
Well, keep your fingers crossed, because like Heather Locklear, Daphne Zuniga, and Laura Leighton, they're shopping around. I don't know if it's going to get picked up. A Melrose Place reboot, maybe with Heather attached, it will get picked up, hopefully.
Yeah, you wonder about stuff like that. I was not a huge fan of the Dallas reboot. I feel like probably people were writing it that didn't know the show so well, because again, you think you know Dallas, right? Even if you've never watched it, you think you know it, but you don't. That's just like people think they know Lifetime movies, but there's some good stuff being done over there. And so, yeah, I hope, I would hope it's a really smart script, because I think that's got to be the key. I mean, I love that those three are attached. Lisa, my bestie Lisa, and I were texting the other day, and I was like, if you go, you got to take me with you, to the reboot, because she has told People Magazine that she would be open to it. So yeah, I love, I think that's one of the issues in pop culture right now, is because of all the different streaming services, because of, we're all kind of so segregated online by what we like and what we don't like, and the algorithms feed that. We don't have the touchstones that we used to have. Going back to Dallas, you think of like what a worldwide phenomenon Who Shot JR was. And that even if you didn't watch the show, you were still guessing who shot JR. And Melrose Place was a huge thing in the 90s. And, we have some stuff in the 2000s as well, but we're missing those touchstones as a society, which is why we're doing Ghostbusters 84 and all this different stuff, because those are things that connect us, right? When we can, sit down and be like, oh my God, Catherine, or, whatever it is, or even something currently, I think it's really hard to find that connective tissue between people these days. And I feel like there needs to be more of it. And so entertainment is a way to do that, but it's getting tougher for people to really have all heard of things. And that's why you need somebody like Lisa, who is just all in. She's so selfless. Like when I met her on set, like she just, you can sort of tell when somebody's looking at you in a bullshit kind of way. Okay, I'm going to be nice to the writer, or when somebody's really listening, and you're instantly talking and laughing and that kind of thing. And she is such a team player, like so supportive of the cast, of the crew. There was no diva behavior at all. And I love that about her.
I didn't realize she told People Magazine that she would be interested in the Melrose Place reboot. She should, I mean, if she hasn't contacted her, she should get in touch with Heather Locklear, and she should attach her name to it, and maybe that will help it gain traction.
Yeah, especially right at this minute, because she is just a phoenix rising from the flames, man. I love that, some people counted her out after her Real Housewives stint, and she is a really hard worker. She loves to work, she wants to work, but she really pays attention to the material, to the script. She loves her kids. She's not mommy meanest in real life. We had Delilah was in the movie as well, and you saw her performance, and I thought she did a great job too.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think people don't realize, like, it is hard to, I mean, it's kind of, Lisa says this about herself, but it is hard.